right now, I think just focusing on those who are hurting right now. How can we help them? Clearly,
Absolutely.
law enforcement asking us to stay out of these areas. So please, that's one thing you can do if you're in this area. Rob Olson has been there, one of the many crews that we have around the area. So Rob, checking in with you now after the HCMC presser and some of the information we learned from the police chief and also the mayor of Minneapolis. What have you got?
Yeah, we have now been moved about a half a block north of the school. That is the school entrance here at 54th, and I kind of like lost my bearings now where we are, but we are directly north of the school here. That news conference taking place a couple blocks that way, and I will tell you that the way that this is arranged here, there's no way to get from here to there directly without going a long way around, because there's so much of this everywhere, for good reason, obviously, as they continue this investigation around here. So a little less activity down there. What we have seen, what I saw over the past hour or so, is a number of officers with Minneapolis police. I saw airport police helping out too, going through some of the buildings right here across from the school, but also through the yards in the neighborhood just to my east here, just to the north of the school and to the north of the church area too, and looking for evidence just to make sure nothing was here. You know, you may have heard the chief allude to, you know, looking for potentially other supplies that the gunman had here. One of the neighbors here said that they had told her that they were looking again in case anything had been stashed in the yards in terms of other weapons or other supplies here, just to clear that out, to make sure that that's okay. I've not heard again if they found anything additional in here, but it was a very, very thorough search with canines throughout these buildings and in the alley, throughout the parking lot, around all the cars, and then thoroughly through all the yards of homes for blocks here, which is what made it then difficult for us to even move out of here, because they really locked it down even further, is they were continuing that very thorough sweep of all the properties around here and tighten things up again for the media and for other folks around here. So again, we've been moved further away as they continue to the investigation down here. See a number of people continuing to go in and out of the school. Just behind me, that's the entrance. That was the family reunification. A number of earlier today, as you've seen in the video, a number of parents walking their very young children out of there, coming to get them, and just with just stunned looks on their faces. Some of them were very much more emotional looks on their faces too. But so this continues to be very, very active presence down here as they continue to make sure that they have checked every nook and cranny around here for any additional evidence here related to what occurred here this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of like an all-hands-on-deck situation right now. We know, of course, these families are hurting, but so is this community. You know, so many people around this area, these neighbors, all wondering what happened. I mean, just to think of the how much of this area is kind of just taken over right now by this crime tape and by these police officers.
A lot of concern there.
Yeah, of course.
Rob, too, you know, this is as just even a parent who has a kid either in school right now or starting school next week. It just shakes you to your core, and perhaps a lot of really difficult conversations that will have to be had here in families.
Yeah, certainly, you know, and talking to some of the neighbors here who you know, they said they couldn't hear anything because it's just far enough away in the church, which is another block or half a block to the east here. And of course, a lot of homes buttoned up. So people here say they didn't hear anything until the police response came in full force. But, you know, they either talked to some people who either had children here at one point, or they have friends who have children here. One of the neighbors I was talking to has got a good friend that's got a preschooler that was just starting here. So certainly a lot of connections in this neighborhood, either people who had children there at one point, or know somebody who does, or certainly just feels a strong connection because they live right around this church and this school. So it's you know, it really hits hard for people here too, even if they don't have a student there. because they know somebody who does, or they've known people who did. It's real tough.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough day here in our city. Rob Olson reporting live from the scene there. Rob, we'll check in with you shortly.